Hello?
Please remain muted until your case is called. Good morning. The 14B District Court is now in session. My name is MIWashington, and I'm the judge that will be presiding over the session. Please remain muted until your case is called. Once the case is called, please allow the attorney for the prosecution to place their appearance on the record. After that, defense will place their appearance on the record. And then after that, what will happen next is you can state your name. So please state your first and last name, and then we will proceed to handle the matter. The court will call the case of the state of Michigan versus Mac O'Connor, case number 23S00518.
Good morning. AP originally.
Your Honor, good morning. Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. O'Connor. Mr. O'Connor, will you unmute and state your name, please?
Mac O'Connor.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're here for sentencing today.
Your Honor, we have no factual corrections to make to the pre-sentence report. We have one ask on the recommendation, which is there's a recommendation that my client discontinue the SoberLink and have testing 3 times per month, and that's appreciated. But my client's not driving, doesn't have a car, and reporting for testing would be more of a hardship than continuing the SoberLink. So if the court is going to impose that condition, he's asking to stay on it, the SoberLink, that is.
Thank you. And I just want to clarify, you do have the updated report, right?
I do.
Okay, thank you. All right. Ms. McDuffie?
Thank you, Your Honor. I agree and support actually defendant's request. I understand that he had been doing quite well for some time, but did have a positive result in that SoberLink in January of this year. And so, and even his history suggests that he, had a prior and went quite some time before he had another one. But once he did, it was very elevated and a very concerning situation. So I would prefer him staying on a SoberLink as well for different reasons, but I support that request.
Thank you. Anything further, Mr. Simon, before elocution from your client?
Yes, one thing, we didn't make a correction to that section of the report because it's factually accurate that he tested positive. And he also had some late, but my client has maintained even through, and he'll tell you in a minute, tremendous grilling from me. I mean, a lot, that he did not drink. He cannot explain that positive. He's willing to take a police polygraph and do whatever to let your honor know that that is he is at firm stance and truthful stance, even in the face of a very favorable recommendation when people are supporting him. If he had a misstep, he still maintains that that is the truth, and he's going to speak to you about that.
Thank you. Mr. O'Connor, what would you like to say, sir?
Good morning, Your Honor. I just want to apologize for this whole situation. As far as that positive test goes, I wish I had an explanation for you. I do not. I can tell you that I have not drank since March 1st of 2023. Tomorrow is my 400th day of being sober, something I'm quite proud of. I did go through a little bit of a rough patch there at the end of December and beginning of January. I ended up getting fired from my job because of this situation. I did not resort to alcohol to cope with it. I spent every day looking for a new job. I I found a new job within a couple of weeks. I did send a letter over to my attorney. I'm not sure if you received that.
I didn't, Mr. O'Connor. That's not a letter that I would submit to the judge. We made the points known, but not.
Yeah.
But go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. O'Connor. You can. I want you to continue. You can highlight whatever you want.
Okay. There was some late tests on the beginning of February there. And these aren't excuses. I just, wanted you to know what was going on with my life at the time. I was blowing into the device every 6 to 8 hours. For whatever reason, they will not provide me with the times and the dates. But it would show you that when I missed those tests, I was blowing more frequently because I knew I was going to miss my times because I was trying to figure out what my new work schedule was going to be. And as far as that goes, that's pretty much all I had to say about that.
Right. Thank you. I think that one of the concerns around that testing, is that at the time that you tested 0.073, you are advised of that and requested to resubmit and do a retest. And you missed the retest at 217, 247, 317, 347, 417, and 4:47 p.m. on that same day.
I understand that. Unfortunately, I got in the habit of just blowing into the machine, and I never waited for the results because I knew I wasn't drinking. So I kind of learned my lesson from that. But I was also at work that day. I also have letters from my employers from that day. I don't know if those made it to you or not either. But I mean, I understand that doesn't mean I'm drinking, but all I can do is tell you the truth, Your Honor. If I was drinking, I would just admit to drinking. I don't know what else to tell you.
All right. Thank you, sir. I am going to follow the recommendation of the probation department. In this particular matter, it is the sentence of this court that you serve 180 days in the Washtenaw County Jail, credit for 1 day served. 179 days are suspended. So if you do everything you're supposed to do, then there would not have to be any additional jail time. You will be having to do 7 days for a total of 56 hours of community service, 18 months on probation. Fines and court costs in this particular case for a total of $1,395, $30 per month in the probation oversight fee. Continued treatment and aftercare with the VA. Sign a release of information for the probation with that provider or any providers you with through the VA. If you produce any further positive tests and they're not challenged or shown to be inaccurate, then you'll be assessed for a higher level of care at that time. Complete the armed DUI course within 90 days of sentencing. Report to the probation officer monthly via the online reporting platform and meet with the probation department when directed. There's no use or possession of alcohol, marijuana, illegal drugs, paraphernalia, firearms, firearm components, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons. And you must not be in the presence of anyone carrying or using those. You will continue this sober link and attend 12-step meetings at a minimum of 1 time per week and provide proof of attendance to the probation officer on a monthly basis so that we can know that they're being done. You're to obtain a sponsor within 60 days if you haven't done so already. Do you have a sponsor?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Perfect. We'll do a review in 90 days with the probation officer. That'll be on July 26th, 2024 at 9 a.m. via Zoom. So, sorry, if everything goes well, you won't have to see me again. If it doesn't, then we'll be back here again, and it probably won't be a great thing. Okay?
All right. Dan, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Simon. Have a great day.
Same to you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Oh, contact the probation department after 9 o'clock tomorrow. You have their phone number, Mr. O'Connor?
I don't know if I do.
I'll make sure I'll make sure that he has that, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to give it to him and give it to everybody else on the call at the same time. 734. Your attorney's writing it down for you, Mr. O'Connor. Oh, you got your own pen. 734-483-7336.
All right.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. State of Michigan versus Michael Matias, case number 23S00780.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is Eric Naslund, and I represent the defendant, who I believe is present.
Good morning, Mr. Naslund. Mr. Matias, could you please unmute and state your name, sir? All right, so for whatever, I see you trying to speak, sir, but it's not coming through. So what we're going to do is, do you have on headphones or anything like that? You can shake your head. No? All right, we're going to put you into the waiting room, bring you right back and see if that fixes the problem. Sometimes that's what the problem is. All right, so just stay right there. We'll send you over and bring you back. All right, could you say something for us now? Oh, I heard something just then. Try that again.
My name is Michael Kenneth Mathias.
Thank you, Matthias. Thank you. We can hear you now. All right, we're all here for pretrial today.
Yes, that's correct. Go ahead, Mr. Naslund. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Your Honor, the prosecutor and I spoke yesterday, and we're working on a resolution of this case, but we need input from the probation agent with regard to some specifics that would be part of the plea. And unfortunately, as I understand it, that person is unavailable today due to a funeral or some personal issue. So I wanted to see if we were to adjourn for 1 week or 2 weeks at the most, would that work in terms of potentially having a plea ready in a week or two?
The problem is that the court is not available at either of those times that you're referring to. I'm not available again until May 2nd.
May 2nd. Okay. Is there any way I could be put in a breakout room with my client?
Yes, we can do that. One second. Give me one moment. Let me check a different day to see if I can put you on a different day.
Okay. We'll make any day that's your available work, Your Honor.
Monday, April 15th.
Tax day. That's fine.
All right. I can put you over till then, okay?
That's great. Same time? No, Your Honor.
April 15th.
Same time, 9 a.m.?
9 o'clock a.m., yes.
Very good.
So we'll see you all then. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Bond is continued.
Thank you.
Have a good day. All right, the court will call the Justin Parton matters. 22S00476, 23S00209, 15S00890, and 17S0045485.
Okay, Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Justin Parton. Good morning, Your Honor. Jeff Hall on behalf of Justin Parton on case number 00476 SM.
Thank you. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Good morning, Your Honor. Justin Parton here.
Good morning, Mr. Parton. All right, we're here on two pre-trials. Pre-trials are in 22S00476 with Mr. Hall, and then 23S00209. And the show causes are in the 15S and the 17S.
That's correct, Your Honor. So we had adjourned last time, actually at my request, because Mr. Parton has a number of things pending, including two pending felony cases that are still in the PCC stage. And I wanted to adjourn to see if there was any sort of global that could be worked out. He also has a newest misdemeanor, I think, in the 1481 District Court. So during this time, we had received a new warrant, but that was denied just a few days ago. And I saw that Mr. Parton set both of his felony cases for preliminary exam coming up on April 16th. And so those were set without any discussion of offers. So I didn't really see where we could get a global with any of those involved. I did extend an offer, my apologies, to Mr. Hall and Ms. White just this morning with what might be done with the remaining two cases. However, Mr. Parton appears to be under a different impression because he sent a message to the chat that I hope he knows is visible to everyone about what he thinks the status of his cases actually is.
So, Your Honor, that was the last I was told. Sorry.
So, Your Honor, I will be asking for an adjournment to get all of this cleared up, continue to talk to Ms. McDuffie and find out what's going on with Circuit Court, and to talk to Mr. Parton.
All right. Is there any objection to that?
I don't have any objection, Your Honor. It is set for exam, though. So it may be possible that they're having discussions with that date being set. I just want to make sure he knows that both of his cases are indeed set for exam.
I will grant the adjournment in these cases. And you said April 8th is the adjourn date? Well, this will be over to May 2nd anyway. This is the final adjournment on these matters. So Ms. White and Mr. Hall, you need to know where your client is going by that point, okay? And you've been given an offer at this time.
Understood.
All right.
Thank you.
Pre-trials adjourned to May 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. And bond is continued. As to the show causes, what is your request as to them as well?
We would ask that those also be adjourned to the same date.
I would request that as well.
All right, thank you. May 2nd at 9 for all these matters. Bond is continued on the ones that have bonds. We'll see you all there. I will let you know that I did get a financial hardship form from your client, and based on the fact that there are court payments that are factored into the amount that he is paying, I don't see why I would be granting hardship. So just so you all know, if you want to go over that with it as well.
Okay,
You're all set, Mr. Parton. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you.
State of Michigan versus Veronica Claxton Leonard, case number 23S00809. We're here for a pretrial.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein with on behalf of Ms. Claxton Leonard. Veronica, can you please say your name?
Veronica Claxton Leonard.
Good morning, everyone. We're here for a pretrial.
Your Honor, we're prepared to move forward with the no contest plea. We gave the court a copy of the police report. Hope the court has had a chance to review. I'm ready to move forward, and that court was gracious enough to give us a Cobb's evaluation last time of probation. And Ms. Claxton Leonard is prepared to offer her plea today.
Anything from the people?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
Thank you. I did not review that. Okay. I don't review them beforehand. In the event that the plea does not go through, then it would put me in an awkward position. So, Ms.
Your Honor, in this case, the court requested it just because it was so long. You asked us to send it.
It didn't get forwarded to me. No, I meant before today. Yeah, it didn't get forwarded to me, so I have not reviewed it. So it will take me a minute, presumably. Do we have some page numbers that might help me when I get to that stage, please?
I did
yes, Your Honor.
I did put some page numbers in the email to the court because it's a lengthy police report.
I see 6 and 7, 4 and 4, 15. Okay, thank you. It just came through to me, and it still hasn't scanned yet. So we'll start the plea, and by then it should be done. All right, Miss Claxton Leonard, it's my understanding you're going to be pleading no contest in this particular case. It's to a moving violation causing death. That is a misdemeanor, and it carries a maximum penalty of up to 1 year and or $2,000 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that, ma'am?
I do, Your Honor.
All right. And is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you. You may lower your hand. I'm going to go over some rights that you have at this time, ma'am. And if you have any questions about those rights, or if you feel like you need to speak with your attorney again, please let me know and I'll stop and give you that opportunity, okay?
Yes.
You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you. You have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you did choose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. You have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes, Your Honor.
You also understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision. So the decision that you're making today, in all likelihood, is going to stick with you. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you understand that if you're on probation, parole, or bond on July 3rd of 2022, when this happened, you could be in violation of that probation, parole, or bond? Were you on any of those at the time?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
Were you on probation, parole, or bond on July 3rd of 2022?
Was I? No, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. And finally, if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. To the charge of moving violation causing death, how do you plead?
No contest.
And do you know what no contest means?
I think I do.
All right, so you're not going to say you did it. You're not going to say you didn't do it, but essentially the court is entering a guilty plea on your behalf and going to treat you like you're guilty, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And the basis for the no contest plea, Mr. Bernstein?
Civil liability, Your Honor.
Thank you. I find that that's a appropriate factual basis, and I'll accept the no contest plea in this particular case. Has anyone promised you anything, ma'am, other than what's been placed on the record? And as far as the COBS is concerned, could you please extend for the record what that COBS is, Mr. Bernstein?
Yes, Your Honor. Our understanding is that the court graciously provided a COBS to a probation sentence, no upfront jail at sentencing.
Thank you. All right, that is correct. You understand that part, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Do you have, has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record today to get you to plead guilty, ma'am?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone threatened you in any way, shape, or form?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right, at this time, I will review the police report to determine the factual basis. So give me one moment. I'm reviewing case report number 2200-52031 with the date of incident of July 3rd, 2022 at the vicinity of Textile Road and Cherrywood Drive here in Ypsilanti Township. It is authored by Sergeant, I think he's a Sergeant Webb. All right, on this date and time, the defendant was headed home after an event in Sumter, and the report indicates that as she was traveling one second. It appears from what I'm reading that she was traveling on Textile, turning onto Cherrywood, that she misjudged how far away the motorcyclist was, and the motorcyclist crashed into the side of her vehicle as she turned in front of him. And he died from his injuries as a result of that accident. I find that she failed to properly turn and yield to the right of way of the motorcyclist, and as such, she did commit this offense. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Likewise, Your Honor.
Thank you. Sentencing in this case will be on May 16th. Does that work with your calendar, Mr. Bernstein?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
And that will be at 10 o'clock a.m. Ma'am, did you write down the phone number when I handed it out earlier?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. You need to call the probation department tomorrow after 9 o'clock a.m. so they can schedule a time to have an interview with you prior to sentencing, okay?
Your Honor, before we break, well, I guess after we break, Ms. McDuffie and I were hoping to approach the court about a separate matter than Veronica in a breakout room if we could real quick.
Is that on the docket today?
It's on a docket on Monday of next week, but it's a scheduling.
It would have been, I think Mr. Bernstein requested today's date for an in-person sentencing, but it looks like it maybe got changed. And so we were trying to just sort that out.
All right. Okay, yes, you may approach.
I'll just wait for me 1 second.
All right, the court will call the case of Curtis Sedgwick, case number 24S4311526.
Deputy for the people.
Good morning, Attorney Richard Spall, appearing on behalf of Mr. Curtis Sedgwick. Your Honor, today's the time and date set for a formal hearing on this matter. I've had a chance to discuss this matter with the prosecutor and with Mr. Sedgwick. And at this time, Your Honor, Mr. Sedgwick would like to avail himself to the generous plea offer where the original charge would be dismissed and that Mr. Sedgwick would plead responsible to the additional charge of speeding 6 to 10 miles per hour over limited access. And Mr. Sedgwick has given me authorization to enter a plea responsible on his behalf, Your Honor.
Thank you. You say how many? What's the point? But
it's 1 point. So it's going down from 3 points to 1 point.
You say 6 to 10. I'm sorry, that's what I was asking.
Yes, 6 to 10.
And over limited access, Your Honor.
Okay.
It's a 1 point offense.
All right. So the penalty for that's the $130?
I believe so, Your Honor.
So you can accept responsibility for the speeding 6 to 10 and the limited access on February 11th, 2024 at the vicinity of westbound I-94 Michigan Ave?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Thank you. $130, can that be paid today?
Your Honor, could he have 1 week just so I can communicate with him and make sure it's paid timely?
Thank you. Pay by April the 12th.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set. Count 1 is dismissed.
Have a great day, everyone.
You too. State of Michigan versus Billy Colvard, case number 19S00693.
Richard Deputy for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Prana Krishnamurthy, P82448, appearing via Zoom on behalf of my client, Mr. Billy Colvard, who also appears via Zoom and consents to this proceeding being via Zoom. Mr. Colvard, please unmute your device and state your full name for the record.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Billy Eugene Colvard.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. All right, we're here for a pretrial today?
Yes, Judge. At this time, the people have extended an offer to Mr. Colvard, which Mr. Colvard is interested in taking. The offer is a dismissal of count 2 with the no contest plea to count 1 and the continuation of his probation, which he's currently on in Wayne County, Judge.
Yes, correct, Your Honor. I'll forward it to the court, Ms. Krishnamurthy. If there's a no contest plea, we have to send it directly to the judge so she can refer to it. I will do that now. And just to complete the details of the offer, Mr. Colvard is currently on probation, I believe, under 2 different judges in the Third Circuit Court. He was just sentenced on those cases on November 21st and October 27th of last year, respectively. So I agreed that to a sentence of compliance with those 2 rather than put him on a 3rd probation in Washington County in addition to that.
That is correct, Judge.
I'm writing it up and debating whether I'm going to agree to that.
Thank you.
All right. There would be fines and costs in this court, just so you are aware of that. Do you understand that part?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I'll agree to the cops agreement, to the prosecutor's agreement in this particular case. Given that, sir, it's my understanding you're going to plead no contest to the break and entering without owner's permission. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of 90 days and or up to $500 fine plus court costs. In exchange for no contest plea, count 2 would be dismissed, and the prosecutor has agreed that you would be placed on probation. Did you say the Third Circuit, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
The probation with the Third Circuit would continue. You'd have fines and costs here. Is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes. I still be on my probation in Wayne County, yes.
All right. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. The other right, please.
Oh, I don't.
All right, thank you. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Thank you. You may lower your hand. I'm going to go over some rights that you have that you're going to be giving up by entering into this plea. Please stop me if you have any questions or if you feel like you need to speak with your attorney again, okay?
Yes.
You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you, and you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you can choose to remain silent. If you did choose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. And in addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
You understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes.
Do you also understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision? So the decision you're making today, in all likelihood, is going to stick with you. Do you understand that part?
Yes.
In addition to that, if you were on probation, parole, or bond, then in all likelihood, you could be in violation of that probation, parole, or bond. If you were still on it from October the 15th of 2019, are these going to be a violation of any of your probation, paroles, or bonds?
Judge, I don't believe it would be because of the timing of this case, Judge.
Okay. All right. And one moment, please. Technical challenges. That's okay. All right. And then finally, if you're not a U.S. citizen, sir, you could have immigration consequences. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. To the charge of breaking and entering illegal entry without owner's permission, how do you plead?
Guilty.
No contest, Mr. Colbert.
Oh, no.
No contest.
Sir, do you know what no contest means?
All I did was drop off.
Mr. Culver, do you know what no contest means, sir?
I thought that.
I'll explain to you. So it means that you're not going to say you did it. You're not going to say you didn't do it. But this court is essentially entering a guilty plea and going to treat you like you're guilty. Do you understand that part?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And the basis for the no contest plea is?
Civil liability, Judge.
I find that that is an adequate basis for a no contest plea. No objection from the prosecution. I take it to a no contest plea, correct?
No objection, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record to get you to plead no contest, sir?
No, ma'am.
Anyone threaten you in any way, shape, or form?
No, ma'am.
All right. I'm in receipt of case report number 19-00829092 with a date of October 15, 2019 at the vicinity of 5900 Bridge Road, apartment number 613. Is there any specific page of this report that would make this process faster for me?
Yes, Your Honor. So the bottom of page 6 is the beginning of a section titled Contact with Shakori Brown. The entire paragraph remaining on that page really gets into count 2, which was dismissed. But picking up on the top of page 7 in that section, we'll get into count 1.
All right, thank you. All right, I think I could establish that someone was in the apartment based on this, but I need to know, I need to be able to tie this to the defendant in this case. And where would
Under
that
action, it's under action.
under action taken.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, this is interesting. On this date and time, Mr. Billy Eugene Culver was found inside of the apartment that I just indicated on the record, without permission to be there from the owner of that apartment. She had called the police and indicated that her car had been taken and that someone was in her apartment. She was fearful to go in. The police went into the apartment and found Mr. Culver to be inside the apartment, and she indicated he did not have permission to be there. I find that there's a factual basis for the plea that has been willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Satisfied, Judge.
Sentencing in this case. Do we want to proceed with sentencing today? Well, there's a potential for a victim impact victim impact statement. So I think we do need to have the sentencing adjourned out. The next date we have for sentencing is on May 16th. Are you available that day, Ms. Krishnamurti?
Yes, Judge, I am.
May 16th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. Sir, did you write down the phone number when I handed it out earlier today?
To me?
Yes, Mr. Culver.
No, I don't think you gave me a number.
I'll send it to you, Judge. I have it.
All right, thank you. We'll see you back here on that date. You need to contact the probation department tomorrow after 9 o'clock a.m. to schedule an opportunity to have a pre-sentence investigation report done. We still have to have one of those, okay? And that needs to be done before you come back for sentencing on May 16th.
So do I just talk to my same probation officer?
I'll explain it to you, Mr. Colvard.
Phone number that your attorney is going to give to you, sir. You need to call that number tomorrow after 9 o'clock, okay?
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Have a good day.
You too.
State of Michigan versus Joel Gilly, case number 23S00214.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White, and on behalf of Joel Gilly.
Mr. Joel Gilly. Thank you. We're here for a pretrial today.
That's correct, Your Honor. We have been adjourning this case. First, we're waiting on competency. We have that. We have next been waiting on the criminal responsibility evaluation. They adjourned out to this past, I forgot, Monday, Tuesday or something. And the notes that I show are that they are still waiting on that report, and they adjourned to April 9th. Honestly, I would ask, I mean, I think we have to put this out further because going out 1 week, I don't know when, when that report's going to come in, but they not only need to get the report, but if it is found that he is not going to evade any criminal responsibility, he then has to enter the plea on that case as well. So I think there will still need to be some time.
And he's being held on that case?
Yes, I believe so.
Do you think April 25th is enough time, or should we go to May 2nd?
I would ask for May 2nd, just to be on the safe side, if we're not holding him.
I was going to say the same thing.
May 2nd, 2024 at 9 a.m. Bond is continued. See you then, Mr. Gilly.
Thank you, Judge.
The court will call the matter of the State of Michigan versus Premier Group Associates, case number 23S4270385.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kevin Kennedy, appearing on behalf of the defendant, Premier Group Associates.
Thank you. Have the attorneys had an opportunity to talk about this matter?
We have in depth, Your Honor.
Yes, we have, Your Honor.
Where are we, please?
Your Honor, I believe that Mr. Kennedy is, well, I think that a plea was going to be entered as charged, but because it's a misdemeanor, is Mr. Kennedy the person that will be able to do that on behalf of the organization, or how does that work?
Well, I think we agreed on the fine, and then we both saw the citation as written, and I am prepared to plead this morning on behalf of Premier Group.
If he represents that he has authority from the company to do that, I think he can do it just like it was an individual. So, well, this is a criminal matter, so that's different. I think that's what your issue is. Is there someone here from Premier Group, Mr. Kennedy?
There was not, Your Honor. We both, Attorney McDuffie and I, were trying to get a hold of the actual citation, which we were fortunate enough to see just about an hour or so ago. At the last pretrial, the driver, Mr. Bedard, was present, but he already took care of his portion of the ticket. So the only thing that's remaining is the corporation.
I understand.
And Mr. Bedard, as I understand it, is no longer even affiliated with the organization as well.
That's correct.
That doesn't mean that the person who's the registered agent or someone representing the company shouldn't be the person that actually enters the plea on behalf of the company. I don't know. Can I see counsel in the breakout room?
Yeah.
Well, should we put it over?
The court will call the matter of Christopher Carson, case number 23S816074.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Christopher Carson.
Christopher Carson.
Thank you. All right, in this particular matter, I approved an adjournment. Mr. Carson was supposed to submit proof of his having attended jury selection.
I don't know.
I didn't email the paper over, but I have it right here.
Well, I don't know how that helps me, Mr. Carson.
My apologies. I have it right here in front of me.
Mr. Carson, could you send that to me?
Yes.
Your Honor, in this matter, we were going to plead to an offer that Ms. McDuffie had made to a civil infraction, a reduced offer. I don't know if Your Honor wants to wait for that proof.
What is the civil infraction, please?
Failed to exhibit fishing license.
Ms. McDuffie, what is the PAC code for that, please?
That is 324.43516, subsection 3.
Thank you. And the maximum penalty?
In terms, well, I don't know what the fees are. I'm trying to look at my notes because the court looked it up the last time, and I think I wrote it down, so I would have it handy. It's $150 per the court from the last person that took that offer.
I just sent the paper over. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Carson. Are you willing to accept responsibility for a failure to exhibit fishing license? It's a civil infraction, and then count one would be dismissed. So is that what you want to do?
Yes.
And that's for an event on December 22nd of 2023. The fine is $150. Can you pay that today?
Can I have a week to pay it, please?
Yes, of course. I'll give you until April 12th.
Thank you.
You have the proof, Ms. White, in hand now?
I'm looking. Mr. Carson, did you text that to me?
Yes, I texted to you. The 545 number.
Okay. I'll accept it as such. We'll just move on. Thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Thank you very much.
State of Michigan versus David Rigel, case number 24F00010. We're here for a pre-trial.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Assistant Public Defender Donathy Leba on behalf of David Rigel. Mr. Rigel, could you please unmute and state your name, sir?
David Rigel, Your Honor.
Thank you. We're here for a pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor. I have been informed there will not be any offers made in this matter, and I will be requesting an adjournment in order to discuss this further with Mr. Rigel.
No objection to the adjournment. I did also let Mr. Lebo, pardon me, I'm sorry, Mr. Lebo know this case violates his probation in the 14A2 District Court, which is where his first OWI offense occurred. His probation is not a year old as of yet. So you may want to discuss that with his agent there too.
May 16, 2024 at 9 a.m. Continue.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Rigel.
Thank you.
State of Michigan versus Timothy Rogers, 23S00445.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Timothy Rogers.
Timothy Rogers.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Rogers. We're here for a pretrial today.
Good morning.
Yes, Mr. Rogers would like to set this for a final settlement conference.
Final settlement conference will be May 30th, 2024 at 11 a.m. with a jury selection on June 7th, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. Bond will continue. We'll see you then, sir, okay?
Okay.
Have a good day.
You too.
State of Michigan versus Zachary Davis, 24S00057, as well as 23S4277561, which is a speeding ticket for show cause for failure to pay. And then the 24S00057 is a pretrial.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Allison Muller here on behalf of Zachary Davis on the 24S matter. Mr. Davis, can you unmute and state your name for the record?
Zachary Davis.
Thank you. Good morning, Mr. Davis.
Good morning.
Your Honor, on the 24S matter set for pretrial, we have received an offer from Ms. McDuffie. I talked or discussed the offer with Mr. Davis this morning. We would like to request a short adjournment just so I can possibly talk to Agent Straub a little bit, gather a little more information, and talk with Mr. Davis further what probation or what that might mean for him, what the plea might mean.
Unfortunately, we don't have any short adjournments. What I have for you is May 16th.
Okay, that should be fine. Thanks, Your Honor.
May 16th, 2024 at 9 a.m. Bond is continued as to 24S00057. What does your client want to do about his ticket for the speeding?
Yes, Your Honor, and I apologize. I would have discussed that with him. I didn't see that. Mr. Davis, are you aware of that? You have a speeding ticket that you need to, he's already admitted to it, right? It's just outstanding. Fine. Okay. Your Honor, is there any way we could adjourn that out to May? Then I can speak with Mr. Davis what he needs to do, what payments he's able to make on that.
Mr. Davis, when you come back, you need to have a plan for paying this ticket, okay?
Okay.
All right. Show cause is adjourned to May.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I don't. Is it defaulted? I wasn't. I'm sorry, something in my throat. It just showed that he wanted an extension, but it doesn't actually say.
It's been set for show causes for 1, 2, 3, 4 times. He was in custody at one point.
So Your Honor, in the system it shows as pending. It does not show a defaulted, but it does have a fine and state costs and everything assessed in it. So let me see. Order to show cause. Defendant appeared in custody. Order to show cause. Hearing held. Show cause hearing.
What happened on November the 9th is when it was first scheduled for a show cause.
So miscellaneous action scheduled for show cause hearing on February 5th, 2024 with Mark. Defendant requested extension on payment, hearing to be held via Zoom. Defendant handed notice to appear.
So it was default that his extension is as to his ability to pay or request to pay. So I'll see him on May 16th, 2024 at 9 a.m. State of Michigan versus DeQuevion Wells, case number 23 FB 1141. Mr. Wells is here today for a review.
Good morning. Marcia Crater on behalf of Mr. Wells. Mr. Wells, can you please state your name?
He signed out?
No, he's in, Your Honor, but he is yet to connect the audio.
Mr. Wells is not connected to audio. You need to call your client to find out if he will connect to the audio, please.
I can do that. Thank you, Your Honor.
State of Michigan versus Artia Tomlin, case number 23F00544.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White. I don't know why there's an echo.
Ms. Tomlin, her device is causing an echo. I'm going to mute her.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Assistant Public Defender Sandra White on behalf of Artia Tomlin.
All right, thank you. Ms. Artia Tomlin, could you unmute your device and state your name, please?
Artia Tomlin.
Thank you. If you could remute, please. All right, we're here. Please try.
In this matter, there were no offers, and Ms. Tomlin is going to plead guilty as charged.
All right, thank you. Ms. Tomlin, it's my understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty as charged in this particular case. The charge is operating while intoxicated with an occupant less than 16. That is a misdemeanor carrying a maximum penalty of up to $1,000 and or up to 1 year in the Washtenaw County Jail. Do you understand that, ma'am? You need to unmute again.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that part, ma'am?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, we can't pick that up.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Please raise your right hand to be sworn. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to provide is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right, thank you. You may lower your hand. I'm going to go over some rights that you have that you're going to be giving up by entering into this plea. Please stop me if you have any questions or if you feel like you need to speak with your attorney again, okay?
Okay.
You have the right to have a trial by a jury, at which time you can call witnesses to speak for you. You can get an order signed by this court to require that those witnesses come to court. You have the right to see, hear, and question any and all witnesses that are called against you, and you have the right to be a witness for yourself, or you could choose to remain silent. If you did choose to remain silent, the prosecutor could not comment on that. In addition to that, you have the right to be presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Do you understand you're going to be giving up all those rights and you're not going to be having a trial of any sort?
Yes.
Do you also understand that there's no automatic right to appeal this decision? So the decision that you're making today, in all likelihood, is going to stick with you.
Yes.
And if you were on probation, parole, or bond on December 20th, 2022, it could be a violation for you to plead in this case. Were you on any of those?
No.
And if you're not a U.S. citizen, you could have immigration consequences. Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
All right. To the charge of operating while intoxicated with an occupant less than 16 in the vehicle, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Has anyone promised you anything other than what we placed on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Has anyone threatened you in any way, shape, or form?
No.
All right. On December 20th of 2022, were you operating a motor vehicle on Michigan Avenue here in Ypsilanti? No, I'm sorry. Were you operating? Wait. Okay. Were you operating a motor vehicle at the vicinity of Harris Road and Michigan Ave here in Ypsilanti Township?
Yes.
And at the time you were operating that motor vehicle, were you under the influence of alcohol?
Yes.
Did you have a person less than 16 years of age where you had two people under 16 in the vehicle with you at the time?
Yes.
And Ms. McDuffie, was there a blood alcohol content test done?
There was, Your Honor. I have a blood alcohol result of 0.177 and 3.3 nanograms of THC, but I don't know if that was in the complaint as well.
I'll stipulate to the blood alcohol content.
Thank you. I find that there's a factual basis for the plea has been willingly and knowingly made. Are you satisfied, Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Also satisfied.
Sentencing in this case will be May 16th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. Ma'am, were you on the call when I gave out the phone number earlier today for the probation department?
No, I missed it.
All right. Do you have a pen or a way to write down the phone number? Anybody else on the call at this time should write down the phone number also to the probation department in the event that you are referred there. Please let me know, Ms. Tomlin, when you have a pen handy.
I have one.
734 48 7336.
734
734 483 7336.
Okay.
All right. You're all set. Please call them tomorrow after 9 o'clock a.m. to schedule a time to have your pre-sentence investigation report done.
Okay.
Need to have that done prior to coming back here for sentencing. We'll send you for an alcohol assessment, and that is an
I had one of those. I don't know if I have to take two, but I did one.
When did you do it?
Last month.
Okay, that should be sufficient. Please send that to the probation department. Ms. White, please assist us.
Making sure information. He said he was going to send it to you guys and my attorney. I had sent it to I think David, but when we got done, he said he was going to forward all the information to the courts and to my attorney.
I'll look into it, Ms. Tomlin. Ms. Tomlin, you and I will talk.
Okay.
I'll look into that.
Okay.
Right. I'm serious about making sure it's there as soon as possible. Ms. White.
Okay.
Thank you.
Your Honor, I have it. I'll send it myself right now.
All right. Thank you. May 16th at 10 o'clock a.m. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. The court will recall the matter of the State of Michigan versus DeQuevion Wells, case number 23 FB 1141.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Marcia Crater on behalf of Mr. Wells.
Good morning again.
Mr. Wells, can you please state your name?
DeQuavion Wells.
Good morning, Mr. Wells. All right, we're here for a review in this matter. Have you had an opportunity to review the report with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Anything you want to say on behalf of your client?
A couple of things, Your Honor. First of all, I made it very clear to him that he needs to do a better job of reporting to probation. That's number one, because that was an issue that was brought up in the report. I also want to thank Ms. Johnson for being fair and saying he's doing quite well. There has been no violations that I understand of his tether in this matter. And my client has participated in the MRT program. He says he has gone online and he's doing work. I'm not sure where or what Ms. Johnson needs to confirm that, but he explains that to me. Additionally, my client would like to start looking for employment and is requesting today that the GPS tether that he is wearing be removed. Again, I request this because he would like to start looking for a job and becoming employed. I know that this has been a very troublesome case for the court, but I've spoken with my client and he is committed to fulfilling the terms and successfully completing probation.
Anything from the people?
Your Honor, nothing from the people. I see that the report that was submitted regarding the incident in the jail, that would have been a violation of his bond, but not his probation as it occurred prior to sentencing. So Mr. Wells was not obligated to disclose that because, you know, I guess he wasn't. Well, yeah, I guess he wasn't. So I'm just trying to check and see what the status is. That has been sent out for review. It has not yet been authorized yet. So I did just want to advise that charges could be coming from that, just for his information, but we don't have it authorized yet.
Thank you. All right. I do see that the report indicates he's doing okay. He has that incident from the jail, and I guess we'll await the prosecutor's decision as to whether there will be charges or not. He does not need to have his tether removed to look for a job. It's a GPS tether, not a home confinement tether. Yes, this case is troubling. The fact that this incident occurred in the jail is troubling. There's a lot of troubling situations going on here. So no, the GPS will not be removed. And we're going to do a review in 45 days to see where we are, or approximately 45 days. That'll put us over to May the 23rd.
Your Honor, point of clarification, if I may, please.
Certainly.
I thought he was on home confinement, Your Honor.
The report says GPS.
Okay, I just want to be clear. I was under the impression it was home confinement, but if the court is willing to do that, then I agree with the court's position. Just so that everyone understands, he is allowed to go about and look for a job. We are under the impression it was home confinement, Your Honor.
All right. You should contact the agent who wrote the report to clarify that.
Sure.
I'm going to write a note in here that GPS would be allowed.
Okay. Your Honor, thank you very much. You have an excellent day.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye. State of Michigan versus Hamad Tomlin, case number 22S4119968. We're here for a show cause. Ms. McDuffie, if you said something, you're muted.
Doggone.
Oh, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Thank you. Mr. Hamad, is it pronounced Hamad? Yes, please state your name, sir. Thank you. All right, this is a speeding ticket. It looks like you're going to be in custody for a while, or have been. Which one is it?
Both.
Both.
Yeah.
So you're going to be in for how much longer, do you know?
I got 84 months.
84 months. Fines and costs waived. Case is closed.
Thank you.
Have a good day, sir.
You too.
State of Michigan versus Sammy Abdelatif, case number 23S00844, as well as 23S4320235.
Rachel McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Ashley Jordan requesting to practice under MCR 8.120 under the direct supervision of Sandra White.
Permission is granted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
We're here for a pretrial in 23S00844 and a pre-hearing conference in the other ticket. And the defendant is still... Who's
Please
that?
state your-
Please state your name.
Sami Abdelatif.
Yes, Your Honor, I've spoken with my client, and he's requesting an adjournment so that he can continue to work on his license and to get valid insurance.
What is your client doing from his license?
So he does have the courts as to, well, actually we are requesting for the court to see if they can see what's holding his license, and he wants to start working on that, but I believe he does know two of the courts.
All right. He's suspended out of Romulus, the 34th District Court. That is for a speeding ticket that occurred on September the 10th of 2021. He's also suspended for a failure to comply with the judgment out of that same matter. He's suspended again for no proof of insurance for out of the same court for November 13th, 2022 incident.
I have a payment plan with the Romulus court to get my license back.
All right. Did they say when they'll be willing to give you your license back, sir?
Once everything is paid for, then I am allowed to, but I think I have 6 more months left to pay on the payment plan.
Well, we won't be waiting 6 months.
Yeah, I could probably pay it off sooner.
And then you also have a ticket out of the 43rd District Court for disobeying a stop sign that has you suspended from April 22nd of 2023. And then another one out of the 34th District Court. That's where you have the payment plan, I guess. That's for the failure to display a valid license. And then the most recent is December 15th of 2023 out of Romulus. So that's where those Romulus tickets are. So the Romulus ticket and then the other one that I told you about, those are the only ones. So you are going to need to pay that off sooner, sir, because we won't be waiting for 6 months on this if you want to get your license back.
Okay.
I'll adjourn it to July 11th, 2024 at 9 a.m. So you got about 3 months to work on that and get it done, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. We'll see you back here then.
All right. Have a great day.
You too. He's gone. You should talk to him about that equipment violation to see if he's going to get that taken care of.
Is that the one out of the different court, or
No,
is it with 34?
That's here.
Okay, here. Okay. Thank you. I will.
Thank you.